Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Romantic Jewelry podcast. This episode is about embrace self-love, unveiling 10 powerful rituals with Self-Love and Care Lab by Elena Bilic from Self-Love and Care Lab, of course. So hello, Elena, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So it's a pleasure for us to have you here. And I would like to ask you if you can introduce yourself and what you do.
Sure. So my name is Elena. I am the founder of Self-Love and Care Lab, the transformational space where we offer the journals, guided self-love journals, and tools for self-exploration and building the new healthy habits. So the journals that change your life. Self-love and care.
That's
the idea was born like 2 years ago and slowly growing into something that is a tool to help others on their journey to self-love.
I totally love that. Self-love is absolutely important, especially in everyday life, today's life. And so let's start to talk about the 10 rituals. What do you think of these 10 rituals?
I absolutely love the list. I think that's something that we need to incorporate in our daily life. And meditation, the mindful eating, we'll go one by one later.
Yes.
But it's something that at least in a smaller chunks we need to include in our daily routine in order to live a fulfilling life.
I totally agree. Yes, the 10 rituals that we both decided to introduce here at the podcast are very important, and I think that we can definitely use in our life to improve how we feel and to feel more confident, of course. And the 10 rituals that we thought to talk today are totally important, and they are very, very powerful. The first one is about mindfulness meditation. I just want to tell first, and then we go deeper one by one, for sure. Good. The second one is mindful eating. The third one is mindful self-talk, so positive affirmation, reprogramming your mind. And the fourth is about mindful physical exercises and sleep patterns. And the fifth is mindful body care, skin care, which is something new maybe for someone, but it's something that should be for women especially very important and a priority as well. The sixth is mindful fashion. Seventh, mindful music, so listening and dancing for pleasure too. And the eighth one is a mindful reconnection with nature. And ninth, mindful technology detox. And 10th, mindful reading. So they are a lot, but they really, I think we can, at least a few of them we can start to do every day, every single day, to try to improve our life. So
it's not necessary. It needs to be a long period of time to practice them, because as James Clear in his Atomic Habits mentioned, like break your habits into smaller chunks, into atoms, and just make sure that at least 5 minutes a day, at least 10 minutes a day, but you incorporate them into your daily routine.
Absolutely, because if you do all of them at one point, it's overwhelming. But if you do small steps every single day with consistency, which is the key, it's more achievable. We can achieve the goals, and for sure we will feel much better. So let's start with the first one. So the mindful meditation. What do you think about mindful meditation?
So I think it's a must, especially nowadays, because we are overwhelmed with the amount of information we get. So just to find at least 5 minutes a day to calm yourself down, just to be present in the moment, to tune off that mental chatters that we constantly have in our mind, it's crucial. And as there is a saying, meditate 5 minutes a day. If you're busy, meditate 10 minutes a day, which means the busier you are, the more you are in need to slow down, to find time for yourself, just being present in the moment. Also, it can be just breathing, just listening to meditation, guided meditation for at least 5 minutes. It might be a life-changing experience with a consistency, as you mentioned, because we all tend to be so ambitious at the beginning of the year and say like, okay, I'm gonna meditate every day, I'm gonna sing, dance, whatever, and then we lose the after in February, everybody already gave up on their resolution. So consistency is the key. And like start at least 5 minutes, then maybe next day, make it 5 minutes. Maybe you'll reach even to a 1 hour in some time, but just a smaller steps, finding time for yourself, at least 5 minutes a day.
I totally agree, because I love what you said, because everyone at the end, at the beginning of the year, everyone has this strong power. This is very recharged, and everyone wants to do everything. But then after 1 month is totally is becoming difficult, and the energy just went down. So it's important really to be consistent and start maybe with this small step, 5 minutes per day. But 5 minutes per day, if you think it's nothing on 24 hours. So I'm sure that we can all achieve that goal. So the mindful meditation is a must, and we should all of us start in that way. And it's a good idea to start maybe with the mindful meditation just at the beginning of the day when we wake up in the morning. Would be the perfect idea before starting our day in the busy routine and the busy schedule.
Especially like, because the first thing we usually do when we start our day, we straight away check our phones.
Yes.
So try not to reach for your phone. Try to spend 5 minutes for yourself without already planning the day ahead. Just like, okay, I'm gonna slow down now. I'm gonna reconnect with my feelings, reconnect with my body, and just clear the mind, because when you are in that state of meditative state, you are more focused and the idea come easily to you. So when you're busy, it doesn't mean that you're productive. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to be slower. You just need to ground yourself, anchor yourself in the morning, in the moment, and be efficient with your actions. So doing much doesn't mean that you are productive. That means that you are chaotic sometimes, right? So meditation is what helps us to be in the moment without worrying much about the future or being stuck in the past, but just, okay, the present moment, I'm reconnecting with myself, with my feelings, with my body, observing my thoughts, I'm breathing, I'm connecting with my breath, and I am in the moment. That's what helps us to be more productive by the end of the day. So that's why they say 5 minutes or 10 if you're busy.
Exactly, I totally agree. And then if we think that we are starting our day with the mindful meditation, I think we can also move to a mindful eating, like the second point we just mentioned. So maybe mindful eating even at the breakfast. What do you think?
Yeah, so what mindful eating includes that being again in the moment, indulging all your senses, so chewing your food thoroughly and enjoying the taste of it, smelling the aroma of your food without, again, any distraction, because like you're not on your phone and you're eating fast, right? You just put the phone aside, you switch off the music, You switch off TV, you just here in the present moment, enjoying every piece of your food. Yeah, again, smelling the aroma of your food. Preparing a nice setup. I guess for me, it's also a form of self-love when you do a beautiful dinnerware setup. So I like to drink my juice in a wine glass. I don't drink alcohol, so I'm compensating by drinking juice in a wine glass because it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's a form of self-love when you prepare a nice dinner for yourself or for your family, for your friends, and you're just there in a moment enjoying every piece of your food. The food also, I would include here mindful shopping, grocery shopping. So buying only fresh food, buying only nutritious food, buying net organic. It's not necessarily healthy, but you always need to be conscious about what you're buying, because this is the food that will either boost your health or decrease it. So just being mindful about your choices. Here also a tricky thing about the emotional eating and eating food that is nutritious for you.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we are when we are sad, we can be indulging ourselves to some ice cream or I don't know, any kind of sweets. So for me, mindful eating would be also asking yourself, is this ice cream actually nutritious for me? Is it really good for me? If your body responds yes, and you feel that like, okay, I need it now, go for it. Just listening to your body, reconnecting again with yourself, asking yourself every time, like, okay, what do I want to eat? What I'm actually craving right now. So that would be the mindful eating habits as for me.
I totally agree, because food becomes a part of us. So it's really important that we think carefully what we eat, because it will be part of our body and our mind and our soul as well. So it's essential to understand if we really need that food, and if we enjoy that food, and if what are the emotions connected with that food, for sure. So it's I totally agree with that. And I think that also, if we think about every time in everything we do, about emotion connected in everything we do, we can also talk about what is a mindful self-talk, because what we always it's an important phrase that I always love. It's what we think we become. So the self-talk is something that we have to pay attention, because that's the essence of our life. So it's so important to speak about mindful self-talk, the limiting beliefs as well that we have, and how we can overcome these limiting beliefs. And reprogramming your mind, of course. And what do you think? I think you probably mentioned in your workshops and in your book as well, the mindful affirmation.
Yes, one of the exercises on the book is positive affirmations, when you need to be generous with yourself and just write your own affirmations that are tailored to your needs. And you need to repeat them as many times as needed for it to become automatic, because that's a part of programming in your mind. Like, you need to push through, you need to repeat enough times for the information to sink down and become a part of you, become your inner truth. So one of the exercises that I always suggest is writing affirmations on sticky notes and stick it to the mirror and read it every time out loud, so you hear your voice. Because it's a part of reprogramming again, because you need to become your own best friend. I am a person who struggled with a negative inner talk for many years. So I was my worst enemy, to be honest, because I was always criticizing myself, like it's not good enough, I could do better, or why did I say this? Why did I do that? And it would be like a lot of criticism for myself. And then I stopped and was like, wow, nobody outside would tell me that, like even my worst enemy. So I'm treated myself
Yeah.
worse than anyone else. And I would never say those things that I tell to myself, to my friends. I would never say that to my relatives, my family, but I'm telling it to myself. So I stopped and thought, okay, so I'm not my best friend
Yeah.
and I need someone. So yeah, now I'm clapping myself with every achievement. I'm trying to be there for myself, right? So what I started to do, actually, I was recording my own voice on the audio
Yeah.
with the positive affirmations that I want to incorporate in my daily routine. And I
Okay.
would listen to my own voice every day before going to sleep. So it becomes a part of me. Like after some time, after some time, I just started to feel like, okay, that's the truth. So
Absolutely.
that's how reprogramming works.
I love that
Yeah,
idea of recording your own voice. I think it's a really great idea, because then your brain starts to change, and the brain doesn't change straight away, but needs time.
great.
And more you do, more you can really reprogram your mind in that way. That's a brilliant idea. Yeah,
Yeah, it's about
definitely.
neuroplasticity, that our brain has the ability to change, but it requires time and effort. And again,
Yeah,
it's like motif of today's podcast, consistency.
yeah,
That every routine that we are mentioned already and we're going to mention, it's all about consistency. That you just need to repeat enough times for it to
yeah,
become automatic. And I don't know, write down somewhere on the mirror on your notebook, but
yeah.
yeah, just be consistent.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And I think that a good idea would be if we can listen to our voice with this new reprogramming our mind, listening our voice with new beliefs, maybe while we do exercises. And that's the fourth point, our mindful physical exercises and sleep patterns as well. That could be a good idea if we can listen this voice, our voice, maybe while we do exercises, or maybe also before going to sleep as well. That could be a great idea. And mindful exercise can be done in many different ways. Myself, for example, what I do in the morning, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and I go out for a walk every day, even when it's raining, like now that in Italy it's a crazy rain right now. And I try every time to walk, but since I started to study mindfulness, to do mindfulness by myself since last year, I started to walk in a different way. Even when I go for a run as well, I'm present in what I do. I'm not doing anything else, and that's always the key point. Like we said before, for this podcast, be present, be consistent. And so something that we can suggest to who is listening right now is maybe to listen to your own voice while you go for a walk, or when you go to a gym as well. And that could be a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah, so
totally.
what I would also add here, I like the idea of mindful walking, because yeah, it's one of the exercises that are always useful for your mental health, your
Yeah,
physical health. So everybody know the benefits of physical exercises, like from mood booster to
yeah,
health benefits, like even your hormones are balanced. when you do the physical exercise. Also, your self-esteem is boosted because it's once you working out, you start to look better, feel better.
Yeah.
So a lot of like endless list of benefits, but also our body stores the stress. Our body stores the traumas.
Yeah.
And there are somatic exercises that are actually focused on releasing the stress, the trauma from your body. So what's the difference between like regular exercises and somatic exercises? Somatic exercises, they are more about mindfulness and gentleness. So it doesn't have to be a crazy heavy lift, but it's rather about a nice stretch. You are connected to your body, and you are feeling where you are feel more tensed than in another place, and just not pushing your physical or mental boundaries, but about gentleness, about being mindful, about being connected with your body, and just focusing on, okay, what I'm feeling now. Can I do a bit more? Shall I push a little bit more, or I'm fine here? So just being connected with your body.
Yes.
Same sleep. Yes, go ahead, sorry.
No. Go on. No,
Yeah,
was the same thing is for the body care, for example, with the skin care. So it's the same thing that we need to connect with our skin as well, that sometimes we forget. And that was the other point, the mindful skincare. So think about connecting, for the exercise, connected with our skincare, with using the right products to enhance our skin, but not only because of the beauty, but also because skin is something that is from our body, and it's the connection between outside and inside of our body. So it's another point very important is the skin, and it also, even sleeping, it can be very good remedy for our skin too. Exactly.
Because it allows us to recover as well from the previous day. Something that I would want to add on sleep patterns, always listen to yourself. Remember that you are unique, because for somebody 9 hours of sleep would work the best, but maybe for you 5 hours is enough. So again, listen to yourself, test it for yourself. You're your own best friend, and nobody can advise you better than yourself. So always reconnect with your inner and feel like what works the best for you. So sleep is important, but the hours of sleep, you're to decide how many hours do you need. For the skincare routine, I would also add here that to budget and to find time for yourself to take care of your skin is like a must. So study the ingredients of the creams that you need, understand your unique skin needs, because everybody has a different skin type, and you need to understand what your specific skin needs. Take time for yourself, not like a rush. 5 minutes is you don't even use the moisturizer, but just like quickly rinse your face and go to sleep. No, take time for yourself, enjoy it, be present in the moment. Set up, like, I don't know, choose the creams that smells nice because it indulges all your senses in it. Just to make it as a ritual, like aesthetic ritual.
I totally agree. I love the idea of the rituals every time, and even in the mindful fashion. I think that the rituals are so important because now we sometimes we don't give the importance of choose the clothes that really enhance us, the clothes, the jewelry, everything that can enhance our beauty, but also that can boost our confidence as well. So one of the suggestion I would give for the mindful fashion, for example, is to choose every single day what we wear. That can be the beauty of outside, and that can be something that boosts our confidence for the whole day, that we need to feel very authentic in what we wear, and feel unique, and feel that we are confident. The confidence is very important for me. And the same when we create at Maiden Art, we create jewelry and clothes and accessories, all our collection, always we have in mind to boost the confidence of the people that will wear those pieces. So the suggestion I can give to everyone listening now is to always choose something that makes you feel happy and confident with what you wear. And then we have other points. The mindful music, I think we have mindful music, listening and dancing for pleasure. That's another idea, because we don't have only to listen the music, but the music must produce something for us. And when we want to dance, we need to make more pleasure in our life. Laughing, listening to music can really enhance our feelings.
Yes, and boost your mood, your self-esteem as well. And I actually wrote down one quote by Brené Brown. In her book, Daring Greatly. She wrote, "I believe that dancing is the fastest, most direct route to the truth. Not some big capital T truth about who we are and what we believe, but far more pedestrian truth of what's going on within us. When we dance, we can feel our feelings instead of thinking them." And I think that's the perfect explanation what dance is all about. It's just expressing your feelings in the form of such art as dance. And it can be a way to reconnect yourself, with your body, and being in the moment, to help you to release your emotions, because whatever we resist, it persists. So just observe, leave it through, let it go out in such a nice ways as dancing. And I can talk endlessly about dance because I'm a fan. So really want to know, to learn how to dance flamenco, because I think it's such a passionate, expressive dance. So it's on my list in the nearest future. So yeah, dancing is an amazing exercise.
I totally agree. And I think something else that I want to add about mindful reconnection with nature as well, that's important. It's important to really, as we said before, going out for exercises can be done in the nature, and reconnect, even if we go out for a walk, it's a good idea that we can reconnect with nature in that way. And this is connected even with mindful technology detox as well, because it's good if we can
keep your phone at home.
Exactly.
Go for nature.
Exactly. And if we can also keep the phone out, and just being in nature can also make our thoughts more clean, more just give out everything, and be more present in what we do. And the same also with reading, which is one of our last points. And what do you think about mindful reading?
So when I think of mindful reading, for me it would be to find a quiet spot just for yourself, with a well-lit room, in a well-lit room, so you enjoy the process. And it would be reading for pleasure, because nowadays it's like we have a lot of information that we need to study or read for work or for podcasts or etc. But reading for pleasure. So nice fiction book that you enjoy so much and you feel empowered, you feel reconnected with characters in the book. I think it can be also such mindful exercise to do something for yourself that would be avec plaisir, with a pleasure. So yeah, it's reading for pleasure is recommended.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I think that we mentioned most of the most important ideas and points to use mindfulness and for self-love, and to yes, to treat ourselves better, I would say, every single day. Is anything else that you want to add for every single points that we just mentioned?
No, I guess it just stop and smell the roses, be in the moment, reconnect with yourself, reconnect with everything that happening around you, because we are blessed to see the beauty around us, but sometimes we don't notice it. So yeah, just stop and smell the roses. enjoy what's happening around you, and appreciate every single moment.
I totally agree. Enjoy the moment. So thank you so much, Elena, for being here at this podcast episode. Where we can find you?
So you can follow my Instagram. It's Self Love and Care Lab. I'm sure you'll attach the link of the Instagram. And there is a WhatsApp as well to be connected in the bio on Instagram.
Perfect. I will put all the links for Self-Care Lab, Self-Love and Care Lab by Elena. And you can find everything in the show notes below. If you have any questions, if you would like to chat with Elena, you can find her at her Instagram. And if you have any questions about all about self-love, we can reach out to both of us. And so thank you so much for listening. And I talk to you in the next episode. Bye for now.